And what a week it has been in professional wrestling. Welcome back to GrapChats. This is episode 11. I'm your host. My name is Steve Willis, and Matty joins me again. How you going, man?
Like 2 weeks in wrestling now because life keeps life.
Fortnight it has been in professional wrestling.
A fortnight is 2 weeks for anyone that doesn't speak the Queen's English. Americans don't use Fortnite other than like they go, you mean the video game?
Yeah, I just read that. We'll probably have a heap of Americans in the comments.
No, not actually.
What does the Battle Royale game have to do with the passing of time?
I mean, there's a bunch of wrestlers in the game now, so I mean, like it all works in.
Yes.
No, I've been good, man. I'm very happy that it's finally spring. Thank God that it's
winter is over.
I went for a wonderful walk in the sun today. I shaved the crappy scruff on my face as a sign of the coming change. No, life's been pretty good. Life's just been busy because children keep getting older and keep demanding more and more of your time and your needs. But otherwise, like wrestling has been real good to me recently. So I've been in a pretty good place in the world. What about you, mate? How you been?
I've been good. Keeping busy, doing lots of work-related stuff, and still somehow finding time to watch wrestling.
There's always time. There's always
you make time. You carve out pieces of time that's actually meant for sleep, and you use that for wrestling.
I watched the match in the shower the other day. I took my phone into the shower because I'm like, I'm going to be in here for 15 minutes. I can get something in. So I was watching, I think it was Collision highlights, like on my phone in the shower. Like, we make time. We find it. Time.
I found this in one of the wrestling group chats that we're in. I think it's the one that we're in along with the boys from Down Under the Ring. There's been a few times where you have been in the group chat talking in the shower. You said, hang on, I'm in the shower. Like,
yep.
Dude, just take a shower and then come back to the group chat.
No. You don't understand.
You don't understand. Big of a hurry.
You don't understand. Okay, you don't. No. It's nothing. It's nothing to do with a hurry. This is way too much information for this podcast. But the shower is one of my true happy places. Like, I will spend an hour in the shower and not blink. Like, it makes me. Like, you know, when people go, I want to go somewhere to be, zen and serene, that's the shower. Like, I'll pay the gas bill. I don't care. I'll pay it. I will sit in the shower all the live long day.
How many devices have you shorted out?
No, they're what? It's a phone. It's what, you just don't hold the phone under the shower head and you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Everyone acts like this is difficult. It's like have you had a shower beer before in your life?
Yes.
Yeah, you know how you don't put the beer under the shower water? Same concept.
Yeah, there's no electricity running through my beer, though.
It doesn't, this doesn't, explode if you, get it wet. It's just wet slightly, and then you carry on with life.
Okay.
It's fine, I promise.
No, but I do have a shower clock, because I dissociate in the shower like everyone else. But that's why I just keep, the clock up on the wall where I can see it from the shower. And then I'm like, okay, 15 minutes has gone by. All right, I better get this all done and get to work before I'm late.
That is fair. That is fair. And look, in a way, I'm gonna wonderfully try and segue it through. But in things that seem to be dissociating, bits of news that have happened recently. At the most recent Triple Mania, Rey Mysterio, in response to the crowd chanting for Alberto, said he's going to work on bringing him back to WWE. Fantastic. Just what we need. Look, he's clearly super popular in AAA. The fans wanted to see Vikingo lose the belt and for Alberto to return because they booed him unceremoniously. I can super understand the TKO group not wanting to use him, but if that's the case, I probably would have just asked AAA to book their shows not entirely around him in June and July if you were then just going to phase him out. Seems like a mistake to kind of build everyone up.
Do you think...
Oh, gosh.
They could bring him back but keep him in AAA?
I don't want him...
Because, obviously, there's plenty of perfectly valid reasons to not want him in your organization at all. But if
Look,
the fan
could they?
demand
Could
is
they
that
at this
high,
point? Sure, they could do anything at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
who knows? But like, I'd rather they didn't personally
Mm.
if it was a me decision.
Mm.
In other further contract news, via Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter, Danhausen's AEW deal was extended due to injury time. We're told Danhausen preferred to it to just expire if AEW didn't have anything creatively for him, but it has been extended. This sucks when WWE does it. This sucks when AEW does it. If you've got nothing for him and Van wants to go, please let him go. Please let him go. Like, they don't want to be there. You're not using them. Like,
Yeah.
just let them go do what they want to do.
Do you think they're like working under the assumption that because he's such good friends with Punk, he's probably going to jump once he can legally allowed to jump?
Who cares?
Yeah,
just let him.
Go.
Yeah,
you're not using
let him jump. Yeah, exactly. Just let him have it.
He's been off of the injured reserve list for a while now, hasn't he? Like, just like Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's off injured reserve. He's ready to go, and they just...
I don't know if Keith Lee's ready to go, because I know Keith Lee had lots of complications. Like,
when he got COVID, he got hit hard by COVID.
He got sick. He got very internally ill.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot to figure out there. Probably more than there is with Danhausen. But yeah, that one will be a big mystery for a long time. Look, thank you for continuing to provide perfect segues. In the talk of jumping ship, Ravy Davey Meltzer has said that Chris Jericho is actually a really big story. His contract is up at the end of the year, and I know from a WWE standpoint, there's a lot of talk about Jericho. People are speculating the Royal Rumble. Makes sense to me. I don't think, I know Chris Jericho gets a lot of flack. I think he did tremendous work at the start of AEW to be like a lot of this, him and John Moxley, like Dean Ambrose got a lot of, they were kind of like the big recognizable names immediately at AEW's beginning, and he's done wonderful things throughout. He's put a lot of people over. He's got a lot of people, a lot of build up and a lot of momentum. But for him to kind of go back and do like a last WWE run and do the Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff, I don't know, makes sense to me. Seems good.
Yeah, and this has been Jericho's thing for his whole career. He'll have a good run, then go away, and then come back. And all right, now he's off TV at the minute. It makes sense because he had a big, long run, and he was the inaugural champion that AEW needed. But yeah, if he feels like he's done all he can do in AEW, which makes sense given the amount he accomplished, sure. And if this is the last run, if this is his retirement run, given his age, and given there are people younger than him retiring, like John Cena, sure. This could be the refreshing change that we needed for Jericho to get everyone sort of interested in Jericho again. And yeah, has potential to lead to great things. I'm all for it.
100%. Speaking of our Jericho and the inaugural AEW champion, the man that he beat originally for that world title was Hangman Page in the inaugural title match. In an interview with Matt Jackson about Hangman winning the world title, he said, being involved in the main event also gave me the privilege to prop myself up on the guardrail and watch the finish. I covered my smiling mouth with my hand. I am so proud. Regardless of how people feel about the Young Bucks, because I know they are divisive, they clearly knew how talented Hangman was since first bringing him to the Bullet Club, all those years ago.
Saw that potential, yeah.
Yeah, man. So to watch your friend accomplish on that level, and to be right there for it, I don't know. That just made me feel good. That's fun, feel good news.
Feel good moment, yeah.
Absolutely. They do keep getting hilariously shit upon though, which is great. There was a recent photo taken from a AEW live event where Young Bucks merch was half price of everyone else's merch to continue them being bum ass Young Bucks. Tremendous. No notes. Please keep doing this, guys. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, it's always good to see the heel get their comeuppance, but when that comeuppance ends up being sort of included into weeks and weeks in television, that's awesome.
Especially if they were if they were such dicks for so long, and now it's okay, you were a dick for a long time. Now you're gonna get prolonged comeuppance, which I think is fantastic. Speaking of money, on the opposite side of things, apparently front row seats for next year's WrestleMania, which is happening again in Las Vegas, will cost you $70,000.
Oh, is that all?
That is... Oh, no. That's US dollars. 70 grand. That's a house deposit to sit front row at Mania.
Yep.
Absolute madness. Absolute madness.
We have a friend who has been known to drop lots of money on wrestling shows, and I don't think even he would pay that.
Nah, not even a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Not even a little bit. And then something that did get announced at the actual show, but I did want to take a bit there for it. Forbidden Door, the AEW pay-per-view, which recently happened, has broken the attendance record for the O2. 18,992 people packed that place in for that show, and man, they got a ridiculous show. So yeah,
and the crowd were hype as shit the whole show. They're a great crowd.
Like I said, whatever side of like silly tribalism you end up falling upon, like it's just cool to see like wrestling crowds continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And you know, you have some wrestling shows coming up. Are you doing the newly announced Melbourne WWE show as well?
That is the plan.
Nice. So that's the week after.
Just a crazy week for me, because I think in the course of 7 days, I'm pretty sure it's 5 or 6 shows.
Is that post Perth though? It's the week after?
Yeah, so I get back from Perth on the Tuesday, and then the following day is the Melbourne show.
Wednesday's the show. Yes.
So I'm flying from Perth back into Melbourne, and the plan is just to stay in Melbourne, go to that one last show, then go home. So
yeah.
So Raw, Crown Jewel, EPW, SmackDown. No, wait. Yeah. SmackDown,
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, EPW, Raw, flying
Super
back
show.
to Melbourne on the Tuesday, and then that house show on the Wednesday.
That Super Show, yeah.
Yeah, then drive back to Albury Wednesday night. So it's going to be exhausting and yet awesome at the same time, and I do plan on documenting the whole thing, and I don't know whether to make it like an entirely separate episode of the podcast, or just make it a video that we put up on the channel. But
up to you, man. We'll see how the footage and everything turns out, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's going to be long and exhausting, but awesome.
And then February newly announced as well. AEW will be back in Australia. They're doing a Grand Slam from Sydney this time, and then they're doing a secondary show afterwards back up in Brisbane. I had such an insane time this year that I'm going. I mean, plus it's in my backyard essentially, so I'm booked for that. Going to that in February of next year. Seeing my mate Brad again, because apparently me and him have an annual tradition now of seeing a wrestling show in February. We did Elimination Chamber, Grand Slam this year, then Grand Slam next year now. So apparently what we do is we watch wrestling in February.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I can steal myself another folding chair. That'd be nice. I did steal the last one. I pay for it. I did get it, but I want to get another one. So.
Oh, that's not the one you're sitting on right now. That you got.
No. This is an actual chair. It is my dining room chair. It's the chair I sit on to eat meals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, it is. Yep. And and on the wonderful news of which piece of furniture I use to sit on to eat dinner, that is the end of the news segment.
Well, Segway Jones over here. So Forbidden Door was a thing.
Forbidden Door
it was a big show.
A thing.
It was rowdy as shit show. That crowd was sick. They went
there were like
off
a dozen
that
matches because Tony Khan loves a billion matches on his shows.
Yep.
And so do I. Because I get to watch more wrestling. Small notes on the proceedings before Forbidden Door, because we missed those weeks. MJF kind of made the deal with like Ricochet and his crew to kind of kidnapped Mark Briscoe, and they forced some stipulations upon Hangman, which is like this isn't using the contract for his world title shot, and he can lose the belt on a count out or a disqualification. So they kind of added those stipulations. Brodito and FTR fought to a draw in the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament, so now it's a triple threat match. Hurt Syndicate, Brodito, FTR kind of all together. What else kind of happened before that? And then nothing of really that added extra consequences to the show that we need to get into. So let's go through it a little bit. First Forbidden Door match was, oh my god, there were so many. I have the pre-shows on here as well. I have everything. I wrote them all down because it's a ridiculous amount of wrestling. Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, El Desperado, and Yuya Umera versus Crew, so Action Andretti, Leo Rush, and Hechicero and Josh Alexander of the Don Callis family with Lance Archer and Rocky Romero ringside. Just a big multi-person match. Faces win this one. Crew and Paragon work most of it. Umera wins with the butterfly suplex, which was pretty awesome. You have the Callis family kind of beat down afterwards, and then during the kind of beat down, Ishii comes out to make the save, hits this big crazy brainbuster on Lance Archer, which is always awesome. And then they're all kind of celebrating afterwards, and Roddy Strong pulls Kyle away from the celebrations to be like, no, you're my friend. So we finished those things going on. After that was the Gates of Agony and Ricochet versus Jet Speed and Michael Oku. Heels winning on this one, Ricochet and Gates of Agony. There's this crazy scary fall from Michael Oku when he gets kind of like pounced to the outside. We almost lands square on his head. That was nasty, but
very
all seemed to be okay.
Very concerning, ugly fall, yeah.
Yep. But Ricochet wins after a distraction and his Spirit Gun finisher as well. So heels win in that one. Next multi-man up was Multi-Lady. The Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla with Megan Bayne against Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, Queen Aminata, and Willow Nightingale. Big, crazy women's match. Megan Bayne eventually pins Harley with a Liger Bomb. Megan Bayne looks amazing through this whole match. She hits this double slam on Willow and Aminata at the same time, like holding both of them.
Super beast.
Looked so tough.
Yeah.
Also, Willow hits this pounce on Sky Blue on the outside that looked awful. She annihilated. She
sent her into the cheap
woman.
seats.
Oh my god, this poor tiny woman got obliterated by Willow. But you did get some confusions and things still between Statlander and Willow, so heels win that one. Your fourth match on the pre-show was for the trios titles, the Ops, Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, Samoa Joe against the Bullet Club War Dogs of Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Robbie X. Really, really fun, super physical match. Ops retain this one. Hobbs looks absolutely beast in this match. Big pop when he gets tagged in. He gets the meat chance when he's like laying in his offense. I legitimately think that Powerhouse Hobbs has really benefited from working with the Ops. Like,
absolutely.
Being able to come in like this, you know, with someone like Samoa Joe and like come in just like a destroyer. Like, I think it's a really good spot for him.
It's enough to make Alex Queen of the Ring give him hungry eyes.
Oh,
we've seen that meme went wild in a very short time.
I don't blame her. He was at Grand Slam. He did some of the meet and greets for the VIP stuff that like some of us got to do beforehand.
He gets
where I met like Ospreay and Jay White. He is a gigantic human. Like in real life, next to him, he's massive. so big. I met Bobby Lashley at Elimination Chamber when he was still in WWE. I think Hobbs might be like at least wider. Like he's so big. He's so big. Yeah, super like that match, super fun. Samoa Joe wins the end with the big muscle buster. And then we are on to the main card. Main card opens with Copeland and Christian versus Chris Sabin, and now the returning Kill Switch / Luchasaurus, because Nick Wayne was too injured to be able to do this, which is apparently a real thing.
Kip Sabian?
Yeah, isn't that who it is? Is it Kip?
Yeah. You said Chris Sabin. I'm like, no, the Motor City
I thought I said
Machine
Kip
Guns aren't in-
Sabian.
No, you said Chris Sabin.
Oh.
Like, what?
Too similar of a name. Kip Sabian, not Chris Sabin. He does other tag team stuff.
Yeah.
Cope gets a giant sing-along for his entrance. Just a big
That's
one.
That's just going to be a highlight of every show until he retires. Like, and Brisbane started it.
I feel like we caused that. So, yeah, y'all are welcome. Kill Switch, Luchasaurus looks fantastic. Christian just thoroughly not wanting anything to do with having to face him the whole match through.
Yeah.
Avoid him as long as he can. Also, at some point, I think catches Kip and power bombs him into Cope, like to just use him as a weapon.
Yeah.
We do get the faces inevitably winning in the end. It's this kind of Christian does this kind of like flapjack pop-up move into Copeland hitting the spear, gets the win in the end. You get this kind of like hug, begrudging handshake post-match between the two faces. Also, the crowd singing, hey Christian, ooh ah, I want to know if you'll be my dad. Phenomenal, guys. Great work. The UK is so good for it.
Yeah.
Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, absolute sickos. But honestly, like, good opening match, good fun, immediate, like, energy up for it.
For sure.
Next up was the TNT title match. Our boy Kyle Fletcher and Hiromu Takahashi. Super fast match. Hiromu is amazingly talented if you've never seen him wrestle. A ton of like counters and big offense. There's this mid-air, like Kyle goes to hit like a Liger bomb and Hiromu like counters it into a mid-air destroyer for like a near fall, which was absolutely insane. But we do get Kyle Fletcher inevitably retaining in the end. Hits the big sheer drop brainbuster. Kyle's still looking really good, man. Really, really, really good. So, good for the boy. Next up is the 4-way TBS title match. Mercedes Moné against Persephone, against Alex Windsor, against Bozilla. Bozilla is over as Rover. She comes out. Dude, the mask, like Prime Vader with the smoke and everything coming out of it. And like, I think she's fairly young too. Like,
yeah. Has not been around a long time. I think it was only like
Google it while please Google it while I'm like reading through this. But like, Brazil hits a ton of offense, hits an insane moonsault. The whole match is essentially just the other ladies teaming up to keep her down. At one point, it looked like Windsor might get a win. She had both Persephone and Mercedes in like a double sharpshooter. And then Brazilla just came in and stood on their hands so they couldn't tap out. Just like, no.
She's 22.
Oh my God. She's looked so good.
What? Yeah, 3 years in.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if she
gets
Stephanie Vercourt. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets Stephanie Vercourt. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE hire her within the month.
100%. I would. It's entirely possible, yeah.
Like, someone get her contract up as soon as you can. Also, later on, Persephone hit a running Razor's Edge on Bozilla, which looked boss. So good. It is a very, very chaotic match. Mercedes does win with a victory roll on Persephone to sort of escape with the title, with the rest of the ladies in the match looking exceptionally pissed off about having kind of letting Mercedes kind of get out of Dodge with the belt. But very, very good match. Bozilla, absolutely the star of that match. Next,
I'm trying to think of when Kenny Omega started losing all his titles from when like he had his belt collector run.
Mm-hmm.
But like obviously Mercedes has sort of surpassed that at this point. I'm like,
well,
sooner or later she's got to start losing some belts.
She will. I imagine she'll lose the TBS title first, because I can't imagine AEW will want their champ to get pinned outside of their promotion first.
Yeah.
So I imagine she'll probably lose the TBS title first, and then it'll kind of like snowball from there, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Next up is an all British affair, Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness in a match with all the techers in the world, man. It has to be seen to be understood, and I still barely understood it. Lots of joint manipulation, all the catch wrestling, flipping each other off. That one bit where you, for a glimpse, you got early 2000s Nigel McGuinness, where he like laid Zack Sabre Jr. out in the corner, goes into the middle of the ring to like do a big taunt. You watch him keep his eye on Zack and like sucker him in, and just as Zack just clotheslined the hell out of him as he was running in, like, oh, looked so good. I'm so glad
it was, a flash of old Ring of Honor Nigel.
I'm so glad Nigel still has like those kind of matches in him. That like, I need to see a couple. I need like a him and Hechicero. Like, there's a couple I need to see with Nigel McGuinness before he like properly, completely hangs it up on this like with this second lease of life he's gotten. Like a him and Mox, a him and Hechicero. A him and like a Osprey, like I want to see these ones before it's all said and done. Zack Sabre Jr. does retain his title in the end of there. Big roll up pin where he like really like sits him down on it at the end of it, and you get this big embrace post match, like Zack Sabre Jr. like bowing to Nigel afterwards, like total face versus face show of respect. Really wonderful to watch. Backstage after this one, Queen Aminata and Tekla are still brawling from the pre-show. They've apparently just not stopped. They make their way into like the entranceway. The rest of the Triangle of Madness come out. They look like they're going to just kind of have their way with Queen Aminata until we get the return of Jamie Hayter, who runs out, gunning for the woman who put her out. They run off the Bayardies and stand tall. Yeah. Huge pop, obviously. So good to see Jamie Hayter back. Get the fuck in. Next up is our tag title match. FTR, Brodito, Hurt Syndicate. MVP absent here, which we get told later on that someone put a call through talking about his previous legal issues to kind of get his like a visa revoked. But anyway, we get this. Yeah, I know. Who knows what it was really for? I don't know.
Like, I remember he was meant to come over to Australia for some indie shows. This is years ago now, like in the House of Hardcore days. And it was the same thing again. He couldn't get a visa, because he has a felony for armed robbery. Like, there's only so many countries you can get into when you've got that.
100%.
No matter how much time passes.
True. Bandito gets beaten up for ages at the start of this match. Just gets absolutely laid waste to. Finally, eventually gets the tag to our Big Brody, then crushes everyone. And then you get this wonderful stare down in the middle between Brody King and Big Bobby Lashley. Crowd goes absolutely ballistic for it. Like, just all the meat you can imagine. Like, Bobby like slams him down, immediately pops back up. Brody slams him down, immediately pops back up. Big Hoss stuff rules.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool.
The old butcher shop special. Just all the meat
Big
you
E
can
man,
handle.
big meaty men slapping meat. It's just fun, isn't it? At one point, Shelton Benjamin hits like release German suplexes and goddamn everyone. God, he still looks so good. There's this crazy spot on the outside where Cash Wheeler dives to the outside, gets caught by the Hurt Syndicate. Then Brody dives onto all three of them. And then Bandito, who's got a hold of Dax, hits a moonsault fall-away slam, holding Dax onto the other four to lay everyone out. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We get a slightly kind of like messy, botched kind of finish a little bit, unfortunately, with these masked men run out to attack the Hurt Syndicate, which are revealed to be Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Later on, Ricochet says it's getting the revenge for how they treated Ricochet months earlier. My head also goes, maybe MJF also asked Ricochet to do this kind of thing to cost the Hurt Syndicate. The fact it could be either. is kind of fun. But in the end, Bandito pins Dax Harwood. Brodito, this like wonderful little like oddball tag team of the new tag team champions. Hell yeah. Put more Bandito on my screen. In fact, as of time of recording this, they just had Ring of Honor, like Death Before Dishonor. He had an amazing world title match with Hechicero. Bandito has been killing it all year. So good. Big Brody King is always good. Just, yeah, man. Stoked to see him win it. So stoked to see him win it.
I think this might be just a big moment coming up for Brody King. Because, like, especially with, there's a couple of, which you'll probably get to later in your review, a couple of big main event stars that are going to be gone for a while. If there's ever an ideal time to strap the Rockets onto Brody King, now's it.
Brody King and Mark Briscoe are the ones I want to see more than anything. More than anything. Absolutely. Well, look, speaking of one of those instances, up next is Swerve and Okada for the Unified Championship. Okada remaining not washed. I get so annoyed at all the people who watch him now wrestle like more regular TV matches. They're like, he's not even trying. And I'm like, he does not. He just waits until he has to. And then it's Big Match Okada. And Big Match Okada is a rare specimen. Swerve's kind of knee is the story of this match, reflected of an IRL injury, meniscus injury, which apparently he is taking time off to go and heal. Crowd sings Swerve's house to the tune of Madness's Our House. Wonderful touch again, UK crowd. A ton of reversals. Rainmakers dodge for house calls. House calls dodge to hit drop kicks. Big kind of like every time Swerve hits this big move, he's clutching his knee, so he can't really capitalize on it. And in the end, Okada hits a stiff as fuck looking Rainmaker to get the 1, 2, 3. Post match, Okada puts Swerve's leg between the steps and the ring post and just kind of batters it with a chair to kind of like, properly write him off. Prince Nana comes out with a pipe to try and run off Okada, but then is attacked by Wardlow, who is shown up in AEW for the first time in a long time. Absolutely crushes Prince Nana. Like,
that was
just murders him.
Crime scene. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. And then post-match kind of shakes hands with Don Callis and Okada, who's like seemingly the newest recruit. The whole family kind of comes out to go yeah, that's fantastic. Except we get a big stare down between Wardlow and Takeshita, who seems to be ever so slightly or continuing to kind of further the idea that he'll leave that group soon, showing that kind of dissension. He is another one for the list of names, actually, just push Takeshita to the moon now, have him, leave the Don Callis family. If there was anyone that Okada needs to drop that belt to, Takeshita's probably the man, a proper big, passing of the torch. Yeah, there it is. But, oh, man, that was...
the Don Callis family is stacked right now.
Killers.
So many people in it. They're getting, late NWO... half the roster's part of this faction.
Except all of them are awesome, and somehow it still works. It doesn't feel ridiculous somehow. I don't know how. Toni Storm versus Athena is up next. Athena comes out, signs her contract for the match at the start. Toni, big crazy entrance with almost the kind of the beef eaters kind of British hat and everything, very ridiculous and regal. Another fantastic match worked between two fantastic wrestlers. Athena super, super aggressive throughout the match, which I guess is fun. It's not letting Toni do her shtick. Every time she tries to kind of vamp, Athena essentially just punches her in the face. No, enough of that. Slams her head into the ring post multiple times, just absolutely leathers her out. Very, very physical affair. Towards the end, you get Billy Starks trying to interfere. Mina Shirakawa comes out to even the odds. And then you have Athena go for the big O-face, which gets counted into the TCM chicken wing and gets the tap out. So Toni Storm continues to remain timeless. I don't know who beats her. I don't care. Just have no one beat her forever. She's the next forever champion. Couldn't give a bollocks personally. Like, let her do it. At least until Sydney, please. Just for me. Just for me would be nice. But yeah, very, very fun. Next after that is the men's world championship match between Hangman Adam Page and MJF. Very chaotic inside and outside the ring. Feels almost like a old school kind of attitude era match. Like brawls outside, brawls inside, goes to the outside, brawls some more, goes to the announce table, brawls some, you know what I mean? Like very much one of those. There's a dead eye off the apron through a table set up on the outside. And then later on, MJF hits this running tombstone on the remnants of the wrecked table. And then Hangman has to beat the count to get back in, who does it just, and almost slips on the table getting back in the ring. So almost like botches it.
almost loses the world title on a botch.
On a count out, which you don't want. MJF like almost kind of like cheats to essentially get this 3 count win. Hangman's foot's on the ropes, but the ref's hand still comes down for 3, but Mark Briscoe comes out to kind of like yell at the ref, being like, you have to look like his foot's there. So then the match gets not restarted, but like told that it is going to continue. MJF tries to use a low blow, his CMLL title, the contract, and the Dynamite Diamond Ring to cheat, but he can't quite get it done. And then at one point when the ref is kind of taking the wing away to put it away, turns around, Hanger cracks him with the contract, big dead eye, big buckshot. Hangman and Page is still your men's world champion. Huge pop.
These two,
fantastic.
MJF and Hangman have such great chemistry. Like, anytime they're in the ring together, something magic is going to happen, and I could watch them wrestle all day.
The fact they've only had 2 one-on-one matches is kind of wild too. Like the fact that they've been day one, like big focal points, and they got kept entirely apart for 6 years. You know what I mean? Like, and let them both just better and better and better and better and better. It's like, all right, now we'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, so fun. But yes, you are. I mean, look, both of them are phenomenal, but like, yeah, they do have ridiculous chemistry with one another. Our main event is utter fucking chaos. You get this big narrated entrance for Will Ospreay by Alex Windsor for the home crowd, obviously. Then you have the Young Bucks, who earlier asked for their old music to be played. Gets Mbop by the Hansons, which was apparently their original music, which everyone serenades them with. Tremendously silly. Please keep fucking with the Young Bucks. I'm not going to recap all of this. I'm just going to give you the bits that made me excited. You get a Young Bucks Golden Lovers kind of pair off. Fantastic. At one point early on, Moxley and Darby get handcuffed. So then when Darby hits this code red on Claudio, Mox also bumps at the same time. Well done. Matt Jackson goes to empty this like bag of like thumbtacks that he's obviously clearly asked for that end up being gummy bears. And when he's like, what the hell? Takahashi like kind of like drives his head into it. Claudio, apparently, who's continues to practice and get good at this, launches Darby Allin into the cage via just overhead throw. Darby is then taped to a steel chair, and Mox drives a fork into his ear repeatedly in the like snuff spot of the match, I guess. It gave very much like I saw when Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton did that ear thing, and I wanted to make it look worse. You got Tanner going to climb up this ladder to do a big dive, and Ospreay and Ibushi going like, no, you can't, like, you'll explode, please, like, come down. And Will goes up there and hits a moonsault off the cage onto everybody instead. Yuta Wheeler shows up at some point and is punched off the cage by Darby, who then explodes through the announce tables. And then later on, Darby and Gabe Kidd are fighting up top on top of the cage, and they crash through 2 stacked tables on the outside, like thoroughly writing them off. The Young Bucks suffer the ending of this match. They eat a Golden Trigger from the Golden Lovers. then a Wonder Wing Angel Hidden Blade combo, and then Tanahashi hits the High Fly Flow for the pin in his last ever match in the UK. So faces get the big win on this one, which is great. Everyone kind of bows. All the faces kind of leave the ring to let kind of Will Ospreay, you know, in his hometown crowd, kind of like have his moment. And as the literal credits hit the screen, he is attacked by Claudio and Moxley, who then
murder him.
lock the cage door to make sure they can't go out. They murder him, a bunch of paradigm shifts, and then they put the chair around his neck and Pillmanize him. And that is how the show goes off the air with Will Ospreay thoroughly being written off, who is also apparently nursing some injuries. I will be sad to see both him and Swerve away for a while.
Do we know if it's the full-on like spinal fusion surgery that he's getting? Or?
Apparently, it's big neck surgery. He was asking apparently he's been asking like Adam Copeland for advice about how dealing with it. Like he's going to be gone a long while. But there was already Instagram video of Swerve rehabbing his knee, so he will be gone less of a long while. That's probably like months rather than like year plus. But yeah, Ospreay's gonna be away for a bit. But great thing to like write him off. I like the Death Riders a lot more without the world title. They feel more desperate.
Yeah.
I also wrote just for me. I feel like Claudio is slowly becoming more of the demon than Mox is. Like Moxley had like showed weakness and vulnerability and like lost his title and all this kind of stuff. But Claudio seems to be the one who like is just wanting to hurt people. You know what I mean? Like it looks like Moxley wanted to like, I want to do these things until someone can like rise up and beat me. And I don't think Claudio has the same intentions. I think he just wants to crush people. I hope I'm not going nuts and this is actually right. I would love like for the end kind of result of this to have really built Claudio up as this like absolute monster. But that was Forbidden Door, an absolutely ridiculous show from top to tail. It had a little bit of everything. It had a little bit of messiness as well, but I mean, what's a little bit of messiness? So yeah, fun on the bun. Fun on the bun. Please, let's talk about some WWE stuff so I can rest for a second.
Yes. Rest your vocal cords for a little bit. Have some water. And we'll talk about Monday Night Raw. It won't take long because not a whole lot happened. So the Clash in Paris card had already been set by this point, especially on the Raw side. We know exactly what's going to happen, and there's not a whole lot of storyline that can be added between now and then. At the time we're recording this, it is the day of Clash in Paris, but I have not yet seen it. That'll be in next week's episode. So we're just going to go over things that I liked, which was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It's getting soap opera-ish, and everyone's leaning into it, and that makes it good. So
they're becoming like star-crossed, like will they, won't they, lesbian lovers.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. Because I mean, Io and Asuka and Kairi are, they've always sort of been booked as tight friends. Like they've been, best friends for a long time. And when Rhea, like, it's these, like, Io is Rhea's kryptonite. Rhea can't beat Io, but they still have a very strong respect for each other. Like, they get along really well. And, yeah, it's playing out really well. And the fact that it's very soap opera-ish can be good and can be bad, but because everyone's leaning into it, it makes it good. Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. I mean, the story is good, but it just kind of looks like it's Becky versus the generation before Becky. Because before this it was Trish, and now it's Nikki.
They did the good stuff with Lyra at least, which was great. But it seems like more just like
this Intercontinental title run looks to just be turning into, Becky versus the previous generation.
I know AEW is guilty of doing a lot of, hey, do you remember that good thing that happened in New Japan? Look, I think WWE is now doing that. Hey, do you remember that thing we did in the 2010s? Look, like it just feels like everyone's
looking at their
like,
own
look
past.
at this thing from 10 years ago. Like, we could do some new stuff, guys. We don't have to keep doing these.
Speaking of awesome shit from 10 years ago, the match of the night was AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Ageless wonders, the pair of them.
Yeah, and their match was awesome. It stole the show. We're still getting more of this character work from Bayley in these vignettes. When she comes back to TV, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. And from that point onwards, we had Bron Breakker and LA Knight. They put on great matches, but it's more of the same, just filling in time before the next pay-per-view. And I feel like that's been a thing as of late. Kind of the TV is just like there's no storylines that are contained within itself. It's all just, there's a pay-per-view coming up. And there's not a whole lot else. But SmackDown did have some great things at the start and at the end of the show. So we start off with John Cena torching Logan Paul on the microphone. It was almost criminal. Like a homicide had taken place.
Like what he did to Roman like years ago, and then did to like Austin Theory.
Yes.
Before I think Mania, was it 39 or 40? I can't remember which one.
Yeah, when John Cena feels like it, he can just destroy people on the mic. Like he waits for special occasions to do it, and when he does it, it's good.
Look, like, okay. I'm a broken record. One, fuck you, Logan Paul. Two, like, it's fun to watch Cena torch people on the microphone. You tagged with Logan Paul less than 6 months ago. You come out here, you were up until a couple weeks ago telling everyone that you were going to ruin wrestling, that you were the last real world champion.
Together. That was their thing.
Yeah, and now it's just like, how dare you come in here and not respect wrestling? Like, I don't like explain. Make it. It feels like when I don't know if you were a Game of Thrones person. It feels like the end of Game of Thrones when it just zigged when you thought it was going to zag, like right at the end.
Oh, and completely ruined the legacy of the entire show. Yeah,
and it's like it just feels like this stuff happening. It's like, but I remember these other things you told me, and these don't count now.
Well, he even referenced it in the promo. Like he said right at the end of the promo, "You won't ruin wrestling. Wrestling will ruin you," says John Cena to Logan Paul. And that maybe got the whole pop, the biggest pop of the segment. And the segment was pop after pop.
I don't know. It's felt so weird to like, they did the heel turn and then they didn't commit to it. And now they're like, all right, he's face again. And they're like, yeah, but we're like, don't think about it. Like, and it's just.
They definitely gave this heel run a hard in and a hard out. And like. Yeah. And it's just kind of jarring.
Like it's nicer now that he's a face. Like this is better. Unequivocally, right? Like I prefer this.
Yeah, this is the last image of John Cena and what it has to be.
I want it to be
Everyone wanted to see him turn heel for years and years and years. And okay, we got a little chunk of that. And yet it was super jarring because of how it was set up. But okay, fine. We got it. Cool. Moving on. But doing it in that blunt of a transition is super jarring and just makes it weird to watch. And I'm sure they'll find a way to improve that before the end of his run. even though I don't know how many dates are left at this point.
I don't know, man. Like I said, it doesn't. I don't know. It's just been difficult for me to follow.
Yeah. Although some things have become easier to follow, because we have after this the Street Profits and Bo Dallas. Now, Bo Dallas did this backstage promo as himself, not as Uncle Howdy, and it worked, because I think the Bo Dallas character can be more personal, more sort of interactive with other characters, whereas Uncle Howdy kind of works more as a character by himself in a scene, or in a vignette or something. Bo Dallas is more human, and this worked really well. Like they've found a beat that makes the Wyatt Six work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy for that, because they were kind of booked very inconsistently prior to this point. So, a sign of good things to come. Kiana James got smashed in a matter of seconds by Michin. I hope something good happens with Kiana James, because I'd hate for her to get the Giovanni Vinci treatment of just getting destroyed and no one caring, so they get released. I'd hate for that to happen to her.
Miss you, my bald brother.
He'll be at the next union meeting. It's okay.
We all get together to try and blind people collectively.
Yeah.
The next brightest sun, we all just turn down. Yeah, it's really fun every time.
Yeah, it's sponsored by Armor All. It's
Turtle Wax.
Yeah. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre are great. Like that, they're building that, and another great promo from them. The only other big sort of storyline moments for the rest of the show. The Street Profits become number one contenders to the tag team titles, beating Mellow Miz. And I want to see that at Clash in Paris, which will be good. And also, inexplicably, kind of out of nowhere, Sami Zayn won the United States title from Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. Like, cool. Like, you'll never hear me complain about seeing more Sami Zayn. Like
good.
No
Sami Zayn deserves to have good things happen to him.
I really like the Solo Sikoa thing. It's so funny. It's such a big ham.
Yeah, and I think the story is when you take away his massive fucking tongans, he's got nothing. Like, I think that was the story, because that was sort of they interfered early in the match. They got taken out by Jimmy and Jacob, and without all of his backup, Solo can't get it done. And I think that's the story that they're going with.
This was also the guy that, like, didn't talk in the bloodline. Everyone was afraid of him. He killed John Cena with, like, 17 Samoan spikes. Then he took the title of Tribal Chief just, like, by force from Roman after he lost at 40. And then he kind of, like, gathered all this power. And now he sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is it just me? Am I the only one?
Well, the thing that kept the Bloodline story going for as long as it went was the fact that even without all of the backup, Roman was still a badass.
But then, Solo.
With Solo, it's you take away his backup and he just dies.
Which is weird, because, like, Solo was his badass backup. You know what I mean? Yeah. Solo was the silent murderer. You know what I mean? Like, Solo was the guy, and now he's not the guy. Like, I'm just confused.
Either you can fight or you can talk, but you can't do both.
It would be weird, like, if, like, say you did, like, the NWO, right? And, like, even if you remove, like, Hall and Nash, like, Hogan's still Hogan, right? And he could still, like, he could still smash people. He was still all the power of Hulk Hogan. But you knew Kevin Nash was a badass, right? Big Diesel, giant, huge guy.
Yeah.
It would be like if then Kevin Nash got custody of like he became like the NWO now, like this big giant badass. Except now he sucks for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like he's still like you're still the same person. Like I don't get it. I don't understand. Like,
yeah, it's.
Maybe I'm thinking too
I don't
hard.
know where it's going.
I don't know, man.
It could be good later. We don't know, but
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
yeah. But Sami Zayn is the United States champion. Go Sammy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And because it's like the go home show, and this was 48 hours from Clash in Paris. Why did you do it on TV when there was a pay-per-view 2 days later?
They already have all the matches for that one.
Yeah. Didn't have room on the show. Maybe.
Yes, they didn't.
So what happened on Dynamite?
I have to talk again. It started with Copeland and Cage and FTR figuring out their upcoming match for All Out. That's going to happen up in Toronto, which makes sense. A lot of talking back and forth. You get like some physicality, like Cage and Copeland stand in the ring. They start like talking a little, you know. Cope does some talking first, then he hands the mic to Christian. Christian immediately, Dax, I understand you have a father. And Cash, I understand you have a father as well. Crowd goes ballistic. Copeland pulls the mic away from him like, whoa, 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 whoa. The Philly crowd just boo him mercilessly. He looks at him, he goes, you're all a bunch of sickos. Fine. Hands the microphone back to Christian, who then goes, and that bitch is dead, to thunderous applause. Like, it's the weirdest. Like, wrestling's so dumb. He's like, hey, man, your dead dad is a bitch. Like, it doesn't. It's the silliest thing.
But to be wrestling fans, we all have to be a little bit fucked.
A little bit. Like, we'll have to be a little bit of a sicko. I like that. Like, it's the easiest thing to do, and it's how it should work. I like that Christian Cage has not changed. He still sucks unequivocally. Yeah. He's still a bad person.
He still just gets on the mic and goes, I am Christian Cage, and I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Like, and the best, but now he's just being an asshole to bad guys. So we're like, hey, that's it. It's not that hard. Like, it's not that difficult. We figured out the formula.
90% of being an asshole is who you're being an asshole to.
100%. 100%. After this, we had a match between Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia. Really good match. Really, really good. One of those matches that you've seen Jon Moxley do a bunch of times where he gives someone absolutely everything despite still beating them. It's like the match he had forever ago with Wheeler Yuta when he finally was allowed to join the BCC at the time. Just incredibly good match. Daniel Garcia looks so dangerous the whole way through. Finally gets pinned with like a small package at the end. After the match, you get Moxley kind of gets in his face and is trying to like talk into his ear and kind of like, you know, like whisper kind of nothings, I guess, trying to like pull him across and things like that. You then get this really deranged MJF promo saying he's going to like haunt Hangman. It will always be around every corner. You get Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron teaming up to defeat Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne, which is great. After the bell, you get Willow comes out to make a save on the faces being beaten up, and then Harley Cameron like raises both women's hands, trying to play like peacemaker. I feel like Statlander and Willow is AEW's Io and Rhea, like this, like we want to be friends, but we can't, but we must, but we can't, which is kind of fun. Mark Briscoe is going out trying to challenge Carl Fletcher coming up. That will rule. I want that to happen, absolutely. You get a big multi-man match. Don Callis family, Takeshita, Okada, Hechicero, Josh Alexander. They beat Jet Speed and the new World Tag Team Championships with some chicanery and some cheating, obviously. Very noticeably throughout the match, you get Takeshita kind of interrupting Okada to do his own kind of offense, and you watch Okada getting more and more frustrated. Please keep building to that. Hangman Page came out to do like, to do his big kind of face promo, like talk crap about MJF and all that kind of stuff. It gets interrupted by Don Callis, who's then going to send members of his family to kind of beat him down. And just as it looks like he's going to get beaten up and the other faces coming out to beat up, Kenny Omega comes out to make the save and they get this big embrace. Yes. At some point, like they should, while Kenny still can, they should do the face v face version of their world title match with Hanger with the belt against Kenny Omega. He'll do it at Full Gear if you want to go full circle, but like I would love to see that. Would be a very, very fun one. And then your final match is Darby Allin and Claudio in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Good God. Good absolute God. The bumps that Darby Allin took, like diving into Claudio before he even makes it into the entranceway. It starts like well on the outside, brawls everywhere, gets thrown into like chairs and tables. This time, Claudio in the ring picks up Darby, throws him from the ring outside through the announce table. The bump looks horrific. The only person I feel like you could trust doing that is Claudio because he's so good. But even then, I mean, like once he lets go, it's up to physics at that point. And like, Jesus Christ, it looks fucking
is physics
awful.
Ever on Claudio's side because he's freakishly strong.
But like there's one bit as well where Darby just climbs one of like the strut kind of like lighting rig things and hits the coffin drop off that onto Claudio. Two hits a code red plus 2 coffin drops for the win. Before we could celebrate, Gabe Kidd comes out to run down Darby, so he seems to be being around more. As more and more of the Death Riders come out to beat Darby Allin, he essentially just like books it. He like slips out. He's like, peace. See you guys.
Smart
which
thing,
is
correct.
Yeah, it's nice to see babyfaces being smart. So that was Dynamite. And then Collision just had a lot of like very, very good wrestling on it. Daniel Garcia picked up a win. Says he wants a rematch again against Mox. Like I will beat you. Like I've been like chasing this demon for a while now. Jamie Hayter and Tekla continue to brawl. We're building more and more towards that. We're still building up Alex Windsor. She's getting really, really good wins. And then, it looks like we're furthering Gabe Kidd towards Darby Allin. And then we also have this Don Callis family versus Hangman, Kenny Omega, and Jet Speed that's coming up next week on Dynamite. That's going to be absolutely bonkers. Because we love a giant multi-man match in the middle of an AEW TV show.
Yep.
And that is most of AEW TV for this week. It's still trundling along well towards All Out, which should be a fun show.
Yeah.
Should be a very fun show. I still miss Ospreay and Swerve, though.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a while to adapt to that, just not having them around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one is Alex Windsor, Mercedes Moné TBS Championship 1-on-1 is coming up next week as well. That's going to be another fun one. Alex Windsor's been very, very impressive. Really, really good. I sat next to a dickhead at Grand Slam this year when they did the ROH show beforehand, and they had Windsor versus Athena, and who just decided to chant Ospreay's misses at her, to which he got a full, like, she looked him dead in the eye and just told him to fuck off. It was great. But yeah, she is significantly more than just Ospreay's misses, I think.
The people that just yell dumb shit at wrestling shows, it's one of the worst parts of wrestling shows. Yeah.
Wrestling fans are the best and worst things about wrestling.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But speaking of some of the best things about wrestling, what is our YouTube pick of the week?
So I wanted to, after Forbidden Door and the wonders of the European crowd and the UK crowd and things like that. I don't know if you like to call them European anymore, actually. But I wanted to think of a good example that came from there. And it's very rare that I will ever want to recommend a match that happened during the 2020 pandemic. But NXT UK had an absolute banger during the pandemic, an entirely empty arena. between, at the time, Volta, now known as Gunther, and Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK title. It's awesome. It's so good because it's so quiet and you can hear all of it. The chops sound horrific. Every torpedo Moscow. Ilya takes like sleeper hold suplexes just full on his head and neck. He's just screaming through the whole thing like the raving like Russian man that he is. It's a really, really good match. It's very, very hard hitting, obviously. It's very, very intense to watch. It's a weird vibe because it is a crowdless show. It is the commentary and the wrestlers, and that's it. But it is an entirely unique spectacle as a result because of how quiet it is and because of the way you can hear everything kind of echoing in the small arena that they filmed it in. And it gets such a thorough recommendation for me for being this weird kind of like analysis of the times that we all endured, as well as being, like entirely its own spectacle because of the circumstances that it happened in. It is a very, very fun match. And you get to see what, if you're only familiar with Gunther, you get to see what Walter used to look like. Spoiler alert, fucking huge, lad.
Yeah.
Fucking huge.
Just a significantly larger side of beef than he is now. And even now, it's still
so much
quite
bigger.
the beefy boy.
He used to look like legitimately like a butcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like the big bloke that is behind the bar that you watch him just with like a full cleaver, just, you know what I mean? Like, but amazing match. And it gets my absolute recommendation to you.
It's an absolute banger. I love that match. But that is all we have time for in this week's episode of the GrapChats Pro Wrestling Podcast. As always, he's Matty. I'm Steve. You're loved. And we'll see you next time.
See you, man.